Yup. Yep, we know what time it is, right? We know what time it is. Time for another one. Eagles wear boxing. Time for another one. Yep. Look to the left, look to the right. Not a nasty troll in sight. Yep. That's how we do. So I'm gonna sit back a little bit. Um, it's supposed to have been like a more of a test because this thing has been going like a little bit on the cray side. So just want to make sure. Hold on just a second. Stand up. Yeah. It's not a nope. It's not a native shirt. It's not my native shirt. It was some shit I got on sale. What? You guys never got nothing on sale? Huh? Hold on. He would. I see you out there. One love. Eagle King. I see it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's got on here. I wasn't going to be here. I got to, you guys know this is my work day, so I got to cut out. So this is a way of me making sure that I do a short stream. I gotta make sure I do a short stream, man. Yeah, just gotta make sure I'm doing a short stream today. Sugar Ray, he would be putting having that Sugar Ray up. Yeah, it's a lot of BS, a lot of BS and stuff. I didn't want to cover anything in specific. Just reflecting back, um, I want to show some new stuff to you guys, to the men and ladies in blue. All right, so you in here now though. Just check this out. This is gonna this when you see this, you know what time it is. Watch when it comes up. Just hold up. So I just wanted to show some stuff off and then talk a little bit. You know, yeah, that's my. If you see it, it should come up. I'm on. I know I'm on this delay, but it should be should be my my troll smashing time. And yeah, you probably should see it now. So, yep. So when you see that sign, that means it's time. Yeah. And back over here, you see the nine. Yeah. yeah, yeah. Tony stepped out. Said he's barbecuing and stuff. Said he's gonna be he's gonna be in a little bit. So I got that one. You seen that one? Um, and then let me see. I got no. That's probably that's some of my stuff that's gonna come up like during the week. Yep. And then this one here, I put this one up, and so this is you know this is my way of killing the argument right here. So I put this up when we know that the heat that the heat was on, and then I'll put this one up right here, the one that you see right there. It should be coming up in a second. Yeah. There shouldn't be much of a delay right now, so that's gonna be up right there. So you got the heads up. Yeah. Yeah, but this thing that's about to go on, this thing's about to go down, the devil's deception in the desert in December. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a thing on that. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a title and stuff for that. So that's gonna be a segment, So we have these segments that's coming in, and we'll have segments that's going out, So sometimes we'll have a segment, and once it gets past, we'll let it go. But then if need be, hey, we'll bring it back up. You know what I mean? If we need to bring it back up, we bring it back up, for the past. Because just like right now, we got fighters that's MIA right now, and it's like, and the ones that's on the MIA list right now, it's Crawford, and this is not in any specific order. So it's not. I'm not saying that he's the main one missing. So he's missing. Manny's missing. Danny's missing. Mikey's missing. Well, he got the life decisions beat out of him, so we know why he's missing. Who else missing? Well, Canelo he's pulling the fast move. We'll talk about that. Yeah, he's trying to pull the fast one. Well, he's like, he can't pull anything fast, man, because we already know him fine. We got this already. We starting to get into their heads. And they still think they tricking, because you know what? The reason they think they tricking is because the majority of people are not going to be watching boxing chats like this or any boxing chat in the LDBC. They're going to be listening to old media and then some new media that is against this type of a movement. Yeah, Cinnamon Rolls. Yep, Cinnamon Rolls Alvarez. Yeah, we're going to talk. Oh, yeah, I just call him Cinnamon Bun. Yeah, we got names for all of them. Yep. I got to start putting, I'm going to try to figure this thing out where I could put like stars or something, when we use our language, when we use Eagles Way of language in here. I got to do something to, because they have a thing where you get punished for using certain stuff. And so I want to get something that rewards people for using certain language, Like don't get caught in that haze from catching that phrase, stuff like that, or don't end up phrasey. I mean, don't end up hazy when you caught that phrasey. Yeah. So where was I on now? So I'm talking about the MIAs. So the MIA. So in welterweight, we got a couple. Then we got too many in welterweight. Actually, that's 3. Because if you take Danny and Mikey, and then those are the ones that stay in our mouth the most. Those 3 right there. And Crawford. I never really talk about the light heavyweights because they just don't fight each other. There's no need to even talking about them because they just don't fight each other. They just don't. Ain't nobody. You don't have one of them standing up, this serious about like, oh, I want to get all these belts. No. And matter of fact, not even in the heavyweights. Did I mention? I mentioned Brazil, right? Yeah, Brazil's MIA. And then Coke. Oh, I got okay. So you the first one. You the first one to get this new one that I heard. This, now this is I don't know if this is how true this is, but I heard that Dylan White and Tyson Fury have gotten together and they came out with they got a new group, and the song on the group is the name of the group. And the name of and the name of the group is Coke Crack Clan. So their smash hit is Coke Crack Clan. Ain't nothing to snort with. The Coke Crack Clan ain't nothing to snort with. Coke Crack Clan ain't nothing to snort with. Yep. But both of those got together. We got powdered lips and powdered nose. Salute. I see you out there, Ron Finkley. Yeah. But yeah, and I know that about Haney. I read, I was listening to it and reading about it. You're right, Ron. Yeah, Haney's talking about he wants smoke. But see, the thing is, when you got fighters that want smoke, salute Gil Coles. When you got fighters that want smoke, what happens is they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna get it. Know what I mean? Now they'll pick on Shakur. See, that's strategic. See, that's what I want to bring up. That's what I really want to talk about right there. Is what everybody think about that little move right there. Because first now, okay, so now I gotta get back on him again, and everybody knows how I get on him. Now we know this little pink dwarf with the sausage arms. Now we know that he was supposed to be a lion, right? And we all found out that he is sheep. I gotta change this up. But anyway, yeah, I gotta change this one up. But you know, we got AJ down there. So I got it. So we'll just use him for the representation right there. But that's my new screen there. I'm gonna start changing the pictures. The pictures at the bottom when we do our segment. Now you guys wondering now what's that girl doing on there? Because this page is deception, right? Yeah, that's just an X right there. I'm being I caught on to my little brother, so I do little petty stuff too. So that's my X right there. And so we talking about deception, so I put her up there too. Oh no, maybe she'll come in one day and she'll see it. Why is my picture up there? I don't care, but so your picture's up there. I said, because look what it says. It says sheep's in lion's clothing. You just a sheep in deceptive clothing. No, I'm petty. Sorry. Yeah. Your host is petty sometimes. Yeah, but the Shakur. Yeah, that's what. So that's my let's talk about that a little bit, because the Shakur. See, this little pink. I know I said Shakur. That was my last word. I said Shakur. Ron said body. Yeah, I put the body on it. Hey, let me show you this too. We still talking though. I'll show you. I'll show you my body page. Yeah, I'll show you my body page since Ron said that. Yeah, this is my body page right here. So y'all check out my body page. So this is my body page when somebody get bodied right there. And you guys probably running about a few seconds behind me, like 5 seconds at the most, you know. So we're actually keeping up a little bit better than what we usually do, which is cool. I'm happy that we keep. We're starting to, and the stream is actually starting to get a little bit better. But yeah, that's my body page right there. Yeah, I hope y'all like my body page. So that's my body page right there. Yeah, but back to it. That little pink dwarf with the sausage arms is moving down. So he already took his lion's clothing off. And he took his lion's clothing off. And in the middle, all we got is this little sheep. As you guys see now. That's all we got. We got this little sheep now. I see you, Shadow 979. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, just going over some new screens with everybody so everybody knows what to do when they see certain stuff. They know what time it is. Oh, E Wood. Okay, he said I'm back. Got busy at work for a second. Yeah. So we see that he's moving down. And see, I didn't even think I was going to have him in my mouth today at all. I wasn't really even expecting to talk about him for a while because he was, come on now. You guys, we've been just like smashing this dude. We've been frying him for so long. God dang, can he even walk now as much as we put on him? The only thing we didn't put a lot on, like I said, I didn't do one on Brazil yet, which that's going to be fun too. And Keefe, we thoroughly roasted him, but I still got some more for him because of his words. He set himself up because he was telling us before the fight, how many hands he was going to throw and all that, and we seen how many hands he really threw. Yeah, Ronald Figa said we cooked him well. Yeah, we could add some more though. I want him burnt though. Might as well burn him. Because we're not cooking to eat. We're cooking to destroy. And so this little midget with the sausage arms is going to sit there. He's just going to drop down on us, right? Because he sees another opportunity. And like I told you guys, most of the fighters he wants is more inexperienced fighters. Because even when he fought Gary Russell wasn't as experienced, right? When they fought, right? He wasn't as experienced. And I heard Gary Russell had other issues, and then a lot of cases have been made that he didn't win that fight either. But then so he moves up the competition far as experience wise, and he fights Orlando Salido. And Orlando Salido, showed him what being a professional was all about. Got in that tail. And what he's showing us is that all the champions, Muhammad Ali, all those champions back then, they wanted some more smoke. They wanted that Frazier. Okay, I want some more Frazier then, because I know I'm not going to end up hazy. But see what he's doing is he never went back down. So those are two fights. I don't care what nobody says. This is my chat. You can say what you want to. He needs to go back and do a redo on those two fights to show us. And that's just to clear his name. That's not even to boost him up. Because when I see him, he's still going to be a little pink dwarf with sausage arms. But that's just to make us, give him a little bit of credit. It's like, okay, Loma, we'll give you a little bit of credit if you fight these two right here, and and clear your, just clear us up a little bit to show us that you could beat both of them, hands down. Because the second time around, when you win, it's usually like it's supposed to be like smoke. It's supposed to be like Wilder was against Taverne. That's what the second time around is supposed to be. Now, if you go the distance again, something like that, you go the distance, then and we know that you still that little sheep in lion's clothing. And you guys see which lion I got up there, right? I finally got a good picture of the lion I wanted to go up there. And they make him look small too, because he's standing on top of a disc, but he wasn't that small. But they got him standing on top of this little looked like a little wooden disc or something like that. It's just funny. Yeah. Okay, you guys just talking to each other. All right. Yeah, Ron laughing. And Ron said, what Ron said, is that work? He said, I'm back to listening. We working, salute. Okay, I thought you was at work. He said, yeah, we working. There you go. It's always good to see Ron. Ron's been showing up. Ron been showing me some love lately. You missed a lot of lives though, Ron. Yeah. He said, Russell said he didn't feel 100% that night. And he was surprised Loma didn't beat him worse than he did. I saw that interview. Yeah, that's what Eat Wood said. He said 100. You see, that's what I'm saying. But everybody, when you get used to giving somebody a pass, you see what happens when you give somebody a pass? Then all the conversation, nobody wants to hear the conversation no more. Nobody wants to hear it. Like, I don't want to hear it no more. Well, you need to hear this because this is something that's truthful. It's something that needs to be heard. Loma, We got to see it, man. You got to come back and fight those 2 fights. Or if you don't fight Orlando Salido, what you need to do is you need to fight you another, rough and tumble one like a Deshaun Porter type. And stop talking about somebody who's about to retire, but just don't want to settle for his last paycheck yet. And I hope something don't really happen to Manny. Manny needs to exit, but I hope nothing happens to him. But like I said, he's bag grabbing right now. For him, this is his Halloween. This is his Christmas or whatever. And he's seen Santa, park the sleigh outside, and the reindeers was eating or something, and he just creeped up from behind and grabbed some bags. And that's what he's doing right now. And see, Loma, the smart people, the ones that are smart, the boxing fans that are smart, Loma Stinko, Little Pink Dwarf, the ones that are smart, we see what you're doing. Because you creeped up, because you know what you was doing. Because just like we got box rec, right? The fighters have more than just box rec. They have scouts. And nobody ever talks about their scouts, right? You ever hear somebody talk about a boxing scout? No. They don't talk about a boxing scout. But guess what? They exist. They might have a different name. It might just be a friend, right? Or somebody who's been really watching them fight. You see what I mean? Or somebody who's real good with fights. I'm not, and I'm not going to say exactly, I'm not going to give out like titles or something. But it's almost like, go check out and see what he's doing in camp. Oh, yeah, and another thing they call them is spies. Hold on. Yeah, so they call them spies. And, they go looking. And so it's not like he doesn't know who's out there. It's like he doesn't know who to select next. Who next? So he knows who to pick on, for his next fight. But now he got caught up in his own hype too, though. See, and like I said, I was never sold on him, and I know a lot of people still sold on him, but I was never sold on him. But then when he started opening his mouth, that's when he got that special on Eagles Way of Boxing. That's why I did that special on him. That's why he made it to my sheep and lions clothing. That's how he made it there. Especially when you get hands put on you when you're not supposed to get hands put on you. Let me read this here. He said Russell basically was saying that Loma didn't really make him feel dominated. Well, it didn't look like it wasn't a dominating performance. Okay, but we'll see. Shakur, even if you look at Shakur's face, man, he looks like a little kid. But I know it's kind of deceiving and stuff though, because he can fight. But it's just that Loma has all that experience, and like we talk about the professional experience, and I like to keep it 100% professional experience. But your amateur experience does come into play on when certain fights, but your amateur doesn't count for your record though. You see what I mean? Now you can get to the experience stuff can come from amateur. You can add that, but you can't assess it, and you can't add it in like, okay, he had such and such amateur fights and put that in with your pro, and then have people say, oh yeah, that's a lot of wins. And no, it don't work that way. The only thing that travels up from amateur into professional is going to be like the skills. So you can add, you add to the skills or whatever like that. But that's it. So he's trying to pick on Shakur. Trying to pick on Shakur Stevenson. So that's the next thing that he's, that we see that he's doing. And he totally just ducked out on Tank. When Tank moves up, Loma moves down. And see, I was in a lot of these chats, just like a lot of you were. You were in a lot of these chats. And everybody was saying how quiet Tank is every time Loma's name is mentioned. Now, so what do you got to say now? And this hasn't been a year. This is like recent talk. This is within the last month or two that I've been in these chats and people are saying that. But I stayed with, I stayed behind my guard. I said, you know what? I said, is Tank is a monster, man. And I say, when he touches somebody, now I don't care about how much punishment he has to take from somebody. Oh, he hasn't really been in the fight. That's what people would say. He hasn't really been in the fight. Well, put somebody in there that's gonna really fight him then. I don't like hearing that. I don't like hearing that narrative sometimes. Like, if you think a fighter's not getting in the fight, well, let's talk about who's gonna really put some work in on him. And you got to be honest. Tank is gonna touch Loma. It's not like nobody else has touched Loma. He's gonna touch him, and we got to see how much he can take. How much of a Tank can you take, little pink dwarf? I think Tank is really gonna put, he's gonna put some hands and feet all over him. But we're gonna see that. But the MIAs, all these MIA boxers, need to resurface and show us that they still want it, that they still fighting. I mean, I'm not hearing nothing about negotiations about nothing, right? Only negotiation I'm hearing right now is this other duck. To me, he's still a sheep in lion's clothing, and that's Cinnamon Bun. And Cinnamon Bun, as you know, his brother just got beat up. This Lord just mopped his brother, and he, in my opinion, the decision on that fight with him and with Laura and Canelo should have went to Laura. But now they're talking about, sitting down and having talks. What is that, in November or something like that? I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? So we see what all these top fighters are doing now. AJ's talking about this fighting anybody if he wins. Cinnamon Bun, he just wants to pick people like just with a certain skill set. And now he wants to go up there with Kovalev, thinking that, because it's kind of a good matchup for him. Faster hands, better movement. He feels like he could probably go to the body and get him weakened and then stop him. But he's sleeping too, though, because you never know. Wonder if Kovalev learned from that Andre Ward fight. Wonder if he learned. Wonder if the body shots don't bother him as much. Or wonder if he just says, you know what, I'm getting paid on this fight. See, that's how they make a mistake. Is you're giving somebody their biggest bag on their way out. And a lot of times fighters, on their way out, they go out with a bang. So even if he loses, wonder if he does something to Canelo. Wonder if he finally cracks that chin some. Because he can be hit. Now, wonder if he cracks it. And if he ends up with brittle jaw disease, then he's not never ever gonna fight either one of the Charlos. And we already know there's a few other people he's not gonna fight. He's not gonna fight Andres or nothing. He's not gonna fight him. He's not gonna fight none of these fighters no more. And that's another one. See, on that one here, we need to get him back in there with Laura too. And I would say Trout. I think he probably can get Trout now, because that was another one that I didn't think. I'm sorry, you guys. I mean, I'm not sorry, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I don't think he won that fight either. So Laura, and a lot of people get this misconstrued, that they feel that he's too big for Errol Spence. Okay, I'm listening what Errol Spence was saying. During an interview, Earl said, I am dehydrated at 147. He said he's dehydrated at 147. He said all the way up to like past 154. In other words, so light middleweight, he's still dehydrated. So he can come in strong probably anywhere from regular weight probably like 168. Because if you're dehydrated, think about it. If you're dehydrated at close to 160, if you're dehydrated, you probably need about a gallon of liquids. And how much a gallon of liquids weigh? About 6 pounds, something like that. and then add a little bit with food or whatever. So that'll put you comfortable at like 168. So he still might be dehydrated a little bit at 160, but he'll still come in probably at like around 168 to 173 if he fought middleweight. But like I said, Cinnamon Bun, the thing about that, he's not going to be able to escape. He's not going to be able to escape that Frazee. And he's going to end up hazy when it comes to fighting Spence. Because we all know that he likes to take breaks. And Spence is always coming forward. Always coming forward. And Canelo needs to be kind of be in one spot when he throws punches. He don't throw punches on the move. Earl throw punches on the move. And I think it was Algieri. I think that's what it was. I think it's when Spence was fighting Algieri. See, now, when Spence has his way with you, he doesn't worry about it. He's like, I'm having my way with you. I'm whooping your ass the way I want to. But then you do something, because you remember Algieri knocked his mouthpiece out, right? And then, I don't know if it was just loose and it went out, and the ref was in the corner asking him, you okay, you good, or whatever. And he made, kind of embarrass Spence. I mean, as soon as Spence got that mouthpiece back in, he went over to the neutral corner, and then he ran across the ring, and he tried to hit Algieri with a haymaker. I'm like, God damn, he just went straight to the body. Within, I would say it's less than 30 seconds, they stopped the fight. Because that's how much smoke, that's how much phrase that Earl Spence was bringing to him. And the ref couldn't even take it. The fighter was sitting there absorbing all those punches. And you can see, like, with him, if you look at a lot of the fighters when they finish, I'm talking about, like, now I'll just go into this, like, the great finishers. When they finish the fight, what they do is you can look at their face, they're like, it's like they're angry, like, man, you still here, and that craziness, you can see the craziness in their face when they're finishing, when they're just throwing everything they got at you. But they're not wasting shots, but they're just throwing hard shots. And that's what I was trying to tell people about Deontay Wilder. Is it all you got to settle that heart rate down, and then get in there and just start throwing them. You got to just start throwing. You just got to throw in them nice heavy ones. But you have to have if you're a professional, then you know exactly where the other fighter is when you get them hurt. Because you're looking at him before you even, after their count, you're looking at him. You're looking at his legs. You're looking at his body motions. You're looking at you're listening for his breathing. And believe me, you focus in on a fighter like that when you're fighting. And you come in and you do what you got to do. You just can't just come in just bombing and going crazy. I see you out there. Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens is in the house, y'all. Check him out. Check out his channel. Yep. E. Woods. He said Canelo slow feet. Alvarez got a chin, and he boxed good enough to not get caught clean by Triple G. But Spencer's better than Triple G, and Canelo won't want that smoke. Won't want it. He don't want that haze from that smoke, from the phrase. You're right. He don't. He does not want that. And you're right. He got a chin, but I tell you what, all chins can be cracked, because everybody thought that The Rock had such a hard chin, right? Then it got cracked. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think genetically. Now I'm going to. I don't even believe in the science. You guys already know that. But anyway, but brother, his brother's chin got tested. It's just that they got to be able to test it. That's all that is to it. They just got to be able to test it. It just hasn't been tested properly, because everybody's chin is a test subject. And some test subjects, now some fighters do go down because they just never been hit a certain way. And it doesn't mean that something's cracked. And they may go down. It might have been only one time in their whole career. Or they might have 60 fights and only went down a couple of times. And that's because they don't have brittle chin disease. It's just they was in the heat of the moment, Maybe their feet was a little bit off balance, and the camera doesn't show that all the time. Maybe their feet were squared up and they got caught, just like what Keefe got. So what Keefe got is that momentarily split second of parallel feet in the wrong position, parallel feet while going backwards, low shot, high shot, down. And that's what a lot of these fighters that come flying forward, they got short arms, that's what they do, is they try to step through you. Okay, so you're not practicing. So the thing is the front foot, when you're going backwards, is supposed to follow the back foot. That's good footwork. At no point when you're walking, you're never supposed to be walking when you're fighting. You never, like a regular walking position, you never get in that position. When you're going to the side, one foot follows the other foot. When you're going back, one foot follows the other foot. But you keep that position. Your feet might be a little bit wider, but you keep that same position. So that way, that back foot, you have strength on that back foot. But once you get parallel like that, you get parallel feet going backwards and you take a shot and then somebody's stepping into you, just think about it. You have nowhere to move. You have nowhere to move. It's just like if somebody standing in front of you, their feet are, just straight apart from each other. And your feet, one foot is in front and one is in back. And you go forward. So what can they do? They could either step back. And if they step back and you're still going forward, guess what happens? Even if you don't if you don't hit them, they're still going to go down, right? So that's what happens when you got bad feet. Now, there's a lot of fighters that have bad feet. And a lot of people just don't talk about it and they don't know about it. They have bad feet. And like I brought up one time when I was talking about one of the greats, when I talked about the late and great Jersey Joe Walcott. When I talked about him, yeah, he had real great feet. Real great positioning and stuff. Even though people talk about Muhammad Ali's feet and they talk about Sugar Ray's feet, but guess what? He was first. He was first when it came to the feet. That good footwork, switching up the feet, dancing around. Jersey Joe. That was it. But a lot of people now, they don't have that good foot, and so once they get squared, that's it. You can't get squared, and hopefully I'm gonna be able to. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna be diligent this week. I'm gonna try to get it done this week. Because there is a gym on the other side of where I live, and I think I've been through there once. I'm just out of the area that I used to be because I'm in MMA capital right now, so most of them are just I didn't want to go in. I don't want to go in there with those guys, even though I know some of them. I don't want to go in there and mess with no MMA fighters and stuff like that, because they're going to give their information is going to be different. They're going to show how to throw punches a whole different way. You know what I mean? They're not going to, I'm going to be in there correcting them and stuff, because this is a guy, it was one of the guys that I was showing him some exercises because his hips are starting to freeze up. He's young, but his hips are starting to freeze up because it takes a lot of those kicks to the side. But anyway, I'm gonna try to get a little bit of instructions or something like this. Information, okay? Information. Always remember, this is in my live chat. This is my opinion. When I do videos, also same thing. It's just information. So we're going from opinions to information. So I don't want nobody going out there, because if I have up enough videos to make you more skilled, then cool. But don't go out there, thinking, I got this, and get your ass knocked out. Don't reflect it back on me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the one training your ass. Because I'm not gonna let you get knocked out if I'm training. Anyway, let me get back in here and see what's going on. He said Canelo slow feet. Alvarez got a chin. Okay, I read that. And box good enough. Okay, yep. And E Wood down there say, yep. And then E Wood again. He said AJ overrated ass let Ruiz catch on the temple. I saw how he lost balance. Yep, when he tried to move his feet. Yep. Get hit in the temple. Ain't no joke. Yep. That's true too though. But the only thing I did not see when I tell you about this, the only thing I did not see when it comes to AJ is I didn't see that glazed over look that you get. I did not see that. He wasn't glazed over. But he was because he was too contemplative. Even when the ref came over to him, remember how contemplative he was? He just looked all confused. He's like shaking his head like, "Oh, what just happened, ref? What did you do, ref? Did you just stop the fight?" And on the inside, he was cheering and turning flips and shit, and shooting off fireworks. That's what he was doing on the inside. Yeah, one of the big, the 6'6" lamb in lion's costume. Just let his lion's costume just get knocked the hell off him, right? But you know, on the inside, he was turning flips and shit. He was doing the splits. He was like, hey. He was doing all kinds of old dances and stuff. They probably bringing up everything from the twist to the cabbage patch to the running man. He probably was doing everything on the inside. Yeah, I got past that. He was like, money, you know. But that's that's just AJ. Oh yeah, and that's another one, man. I'm not gonna probably even be able to cover it, man. I was trying to, like I said, I told you I was trying to do a speed chat, like, you know. But we know my chats end up going a long time. Every time I say it's gonna be short, but this time, it absolutely has to be like nice. It's already over 30 minutes, but it absolutely has to be short today, guys, because I do have to get ready and go out of town and go to work. Yeah, but but yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, a lot of people brought this up, and then now it's underneath the rug. But this is another. Oh, this is on my site again. But I'm thinking, because I just been watching different videos and something like that, and I'm watching how that AJ is not. It's not that he's like during these conferences that he's disciplined, but it's almost like that somebody give me. So so I got a couple of you in here. So if you agree with this assessment, let me know. That AJ seems to be, just put up a 1 if you agree with this. If not, if you don't agree with it, it's cool. But AJ seems not to just be laid back, but it seems like he's actually like programmed. That's it. He seems like he's like programmed, like he's like, I'm told when to speak. And that's not a good behavior for a champion. A champion is supposed to be, I'm knocking your ass out, and that's all it is. Because they talking all that crap about the greatest, but they're not doing. See, and then people, Muhammad Ali didn't have a lot of knockouts, but guess what? When he was in his prime, and if he wouldn't have missed those years, guess what he was doing? He was predicting rounds. If you're not a knockout puncher, how you predict rounds? Okay, go ahead and think about that one. He knocked out the champ. A champ, Sonny Liston, who was mauling everybody. Who they said at one time when he was in training camp sparring, that he had a guy so hard that the guy had his headgear on, like strapped on tight. They said he knocked his headgear off. That's not no light shot. And Ali predicted when he was going to knock him out. All right. Let y'all sleep. Get back in here. E. Wood says Shadow. Oh yeah, he talked to Shadow. He crying. He said one love. And then boxing conversation with Reggie Owens says right. And then we're back to E. Wood. E. Wood says hell yeah. He wanted to give up. He got that little devil face up there. And then E. Wood again. Okay, he's at boxing conversation with Reggie. And then E. Wood agreed with me. He puts the 1 up there. Yep. And then back down to boxing conversation with Reggie. Reggie is saluting out the brother E. Wood. And then shout out 979. That's for E. Wood. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm not gonna read it because it's from E. Wood. It's for E. Wood. So let E. Wood enjoy his chat mail up in here. Yep. But that's my assessment. I got E. Wood on my side. I think he's more programmed than most fighters I've ever seen. Because even the fighters that was fighting with Tyson, they would talk. They wouldn't sit there all cowardly and quiet. They'd be up talking shit. Especially one that I thought was better than he was. Well, he was actually good, but he relied on that. He relied on his right uppercut too much. He relied on that. He had an outside uppercut that he used to use to finish fighters off, and that's Razor Ruddock. I thought he lost some fights that he shouldn't have lost. And like I said, he had to fight Tyson when Tyson was like in his prime and kind of kind of wild out. And that's when he was in there. But he was putting people like in comas, man. With that right hand, he was just putting people in comas with it. I mean, he hit the Bone Crusher. I think he was fighting Bone Crusher one time, or somebody. That's one of the fighters. I think it was Bone Crusher though, where he hit him with a shot, and his feet actually went off the ground and he was spinning. You know how you spin, like you just take and spin something. He was in the air like doing like a helicopter. I'm like, God dang, that's some power, man. Somebody hitting like that, right? I have yet to see another heavyweight hit somebody that hard to make both feet leave the ground, and they actually do it like a helicopter. I've seen people go down flat, like flatline and stuff like that, but that's the first time I ever seen somebody do an actual helicopter spin, But I'll leave that up to you guys to think about. As far as AJ, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. You guys can take with it what you want. I got one person on my side when it comes to that, but he's just too programmed, and he's saying that, he's just saying too much. I'm not going to get into it because I'm going to get into it later on I'm going to roast him up pretty good a little bit later on. But yeah, when you say that somebody got a lucky punch and stuff like that, and you start making up excuses that, you and the ref wasn't on the same page, and, your shoes was too big, the water wasn't good, your mouthpiece didn't fit right, your bladder protection was loose, and when you start making up all those kind of excuses instead of just manning up, I don't trust you as a champ no more. So even if you got the belts back, I got to keep my eyes on you, so you'll never be like a champ to me. Yeah, he would say it's like AJ is a damn actor or something. I could see him in a boxing movie. Yeah. Yep, you right. You're 100% right on that one. Yep, he would right on that one. Because that's the way I see it. I'm like, yeah, he could be an actor in a movie. Because he just got that, he's built up a certain way. You just built up a certain way, but you're not really living it. You're not living it to where we can say, oh yeah, oh wow, look what he did, man. God dang, man, that boy's something else, ain't he? I like they say on that movie Coming to America, that boy good, ain't he? Yeah, but he good. Nah, I can't give it to you, AJ. Not on that. You gonna melt. And that's what I see, man. I see you just melting and bubbling up there on the canvas, out there out in the desert. Yeah, but you guys gotta get ready for that one though. But I'm gonna do that show too, and we already know what it's gonna look like, as far as my screen. So when you see this in the beginning, there's a little screen just coming up. When you see this coming up right here, then you know what's going on. Did you know we on that troll train? We on one side, they on the other side. But they enjoying the ride, and they got their hands out, but they waiting on us. That's why they relax. They're gonna be relaxed until we put that smash on them. But that's gonna be the devil's deception in the desert in December. That's the train. So hold on tight, because we don't have no seat belts, we have no airbags, we have no kind of restraints, and we don't want nobody flying out on the curb and end up in the middle of the desert not knowing what's going on, right? He went back in there, he said his Apple Jack's ass, AJ Apple actually got soggy, yep. He said, yeah, good and terrible. Yeah, sexy chocolate. Instead of sexual chocolate, yeah. Oh, sexy chocolate. That's what you can't live the life like that, man, because he's trying to play people by even acting like he's about that action. And we know it's time for some action. But we're going to sit back and we're going to wait, folks, and we're going to see if this action is really going to come, to fruition, if it's going to come to the forefront, and we're going to check it out. But right here in Eagles Boxing Web, that we're going to talk about it all, and we don't care, because we got our burner on what? All our pots is on what? Medium low. We're not boiling with nobody. Not even our champ. We're not boiling with him. Because to boil, you got to be at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. And we got a lot of people, like I just mentioned, the MIAs, Crawford, he's not at that 212. Huh? Even Manny just fought, but he's not at that 212. Danny, he's not at that 212. Mikey is definitely not at the 212. Matter of fact, his life decisions was beat out of him. So he's definitely below the 212. In Fury, we know he's not about that 212 action. He's not about that 212 action, because if he was about that 212 action, him and the Bronze Bomber would have already got it on. Brazil, another MIA, he's definitely not at that 212. He's probably at like, what, 32? A little bit below 32. He's frozen. And we got a bunch more. But we're going to keep him right there. We're going to keep him right there, because we can probably list about 50 of them or something like that. But is it even 50 of them that we care about? I named a few of them that we care about. Some of them we really don't care about. But some of them we care. But most of them, yeah, we don't care about a whole lot of them. Yeah, here we sexy chocolate. Eat with back in the time of coming to America. Yep. Yep. But anyway, I got to get out of here, guys. Because I told you this has to be a short one. So I got to go to work. But hopefully you enjoyed the content today. We finally got a short live. I had to do it on purpose so I can get out. No more 4-hour lives with too much spiritual information that they end up hammering. So, but I'll do a short one. I'll probably do some where we can get our content out faster, and then whatever happens just happens, right? Whatever happens just happens. If they beat it up, they beat it up. I'll try to do it later in the day. I won't do it at my regular time. I'll do it later, because at least I'll have one live up, and then I get one live that they beat up on, that they smash and take the audio out and everything. They beat the audio out of my damn out of one of my lives though. All right, y'all. You guys have a great Sunday. Shout out to the LDBC, and I shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Until another one, peace.